the process, there's a step, but I just can't even think of what's going on, man.
Academically, this has been the most traumatic year of my life. I'm just so glad it's over. And then now I can just look back at it and talk about it with a smile on my face. But in this video, I'll be taking you guys through my journey of doing PG DAS in 2024. I'll be taking you guys through the journey, my defining moments, growth, lessons learned, and various other experiences that I had throughout the year. I am Tirelezo Malungana, and this is my story. Going into the year, I was just indifferent about everything. I wasn't excited, nor was I scared. I just wanted to get the year over and done with. Going into the year, I had two main goals. One was an academic goal, and the other one was a more personal goal. The academic goal that I set for myself this year was to make sure that I finished varsity without ever having written a supplementary exam. And my more personal goal that I had for myself outside of academics was just to improve my overall mindset in terms of how I see life, how I think, how I receive things. It was a personal goal, eh? I didn't know that academics was an area of my life that would help strengthen and help me reach this goal and where this goal would be tested. Hey, Scala. We started school around the 6th of Jan, if I remember correctly. On that day, we had an introduction day where we just met our lecturers and all of that. And then the next day, work started. In a matter of weeks, work started piling up. Tests were around the corner. The study area became home. We wrote our first set of class tests. This was a format that I had not seen before. So we would write all 4 modules in one day, split up into 2 sessions. Each session consisted of 2 modules at a time, right? So you'll be given 2 papers and 2 hours. And you need to determine how you split up your time. So you could write 1 paper or 1 module for 1 hour, 30 minutes, and write the other one for 30 minutes, 45, 1, however you wanted to. Do you imagine how insane this must be? This was crazy. The first time we experienced this type of format. Insane. During the preparation of these set of tests and actually writing these tests was when reality hit. It was when I realized the beast that I was facing and the challenge that was ahead of me. It was starting to become real. We got our results for our first set of tests and damn, what a humbling experience. With the results of the test coming out and the workload continuing to pile up and pile up and pile up, the class was starting to feel more pressure as the year went on. And this is where a quote that carried me throughout the first semester was born. Don't be a victim, get it done. This is a quote that our academic trainee said in the midst of all the stress, all the pressure of the new academic year that we had just started. When she said this quote, I was like, damn, this is life. Switch on. It was time to log in. And I had this quote on my wall, and it was time to cook. I started to push day in and day out in preparation for the next test that was coming up. We wrote the test, and guess what? Got cooked again. And this was no class test anymore. This was a year test. And I actually got cooked. I remember checking my results, especially for auditing. And I was so scared. For the first time in my life, I was placed in a position that I had never been in before. I was actually failing. This was scary. And this is where a famous quote of mine was born. Input doesn't equal output, but we show up anyways. So I just continued, head down, pushing every single day. was our mid-year June exam. And this was probably the biggest exam that we had written at that point in time. In preparation for these exams, we were given a month off as a study break, because this format that we were about to write for the mid-year exam was unprecedented. We were going to write for 3 consecutive days, all 4 modules being testable each day, out of 120 marks per paper. So you're looking at close to 6 hours of writing every single day back to back for 3 days. This was absurd. People usually say that they wish they were given a longer time to study for their exams, and that they feel like if they were given maybe 2 weeks or 3 weeks to prepare for their exams or tests, they feel like they cook. I was people, and I can tell you now, you won't cook. You're gonna get cooked. That month study break has to be the worst month and I'd say period of time that I've experienced this year. It was the first time in my life where I experienced a mental breakdown. I'm not sure what a mental breakdown looks like, but I'm identifying that one as a mental breakdown. I remember when it happened, the exact way it happened. We were studying, it was me, Portia, and Bijoni at the study area. We'd been pushing since 8 a.m. and it was around, I'd say 1 a.m. the next day. The work that I still had to cover was a lot. I remember trying to study. I was so stressed, so anxious. And I looked at the laptop. And for the first time, I'd say in my academic journey, I blanked out. This was so scary. Like I'm not a person who usually blanks out. When I'm really stressed, what happens is that I think a lot and then I just step back, I calm down, and then I can continue. But for the first time, I actually blanked out. I looked at the screen, I looked at the material, and my mind went blank. I remember how scared Portia and Bijoni were when they saw this happen, because I'm usually the one that's always motivating people, encouraging people. Now we got this, let's keep pushing. But for the first time, I had actually cracked. School had gotten me to a point where I had cracked mentally. This was scary. I remember leaving the study area, going to the 16th floor rooftop at my race, and just I recorded a VN.
Yeah, shit is boring. That's all I can say. Is that it's boring. I've been showing up 16 hours a day. It's not enough. I'm there trying to think out any serial, like, bro. Man. But I just can't even think of what's going on, man. Like, I tried, bro. Go like, fuck my life. But I have to do it, though. I have to do it. I need to get it done. Guess what? You always get it done.
After this moment, I went to sleep, and the next day I woke up still feeling so down, discouraged, disheartened. Every sad emotion that you can think of, I was feeling it the next day. And this is even crazier because I'm a person whereby emotions, especially sad ones, don't carry over to the next day. When I wake up with a new enthusiasm, happy, enlightened. But for the first time, that sadness carried on to the next day. What happened next was a moment that I would say saved my major exams, and I think I can go as far as saying it saved my whole year. So what happened is that I go to the study as usual, and then oddly, I receive a call from Manela. Just to give you guys context, Manela is that type of person whereby she hates calls. Every time I call her, she doesn't answer, she just prefers texting. And she never usually calls me that much. But for the first time, oddly, she gave me a call. We got on a call and she's like, hey Mfana, how are you? I'm like, yo, to be honest, bro, I'm not doing well. Like, I think I'm losing this fight. I just started complaining and telling her how much work I have, how much stress I have. And she does the same. She's like, yo, Mfana, you're not alone, hey? Lena, I haven't done valuations, I haven't done work, I haven't done accounting, auditing. We just start sharing. And in that moment, I got an upliftment. So much weight was lifted off my shoulder because it felt like I wasn't going through this alone and it was okay. So, that moment was game changing. I don't think she even knows how much of an impact that call made to me. So I just want to say thank you, Onella. You really saved my year. I hope you see this, but yo. After this call, I'm telling you, the dogs were out. We were cooking now every day, mashing work. Wrote the major exams, and then semester 2 came around. Semester 2 was the period where I experienced the most fatigue I've ever experienced. I remember we had classes. I couldn't attend. I couldn't study. Like, I was so tired. Mind you, after that period of studying for a month and those back-to-back exams, we had 7 days of recess. And it wasn't even 7 days, because 2 of those 7 days was weekend. So I can say 5 days of recess. So after those 5 days, back to work, classes, studying, preparing for the next test. I was so tired. And I remember at the time I went to the study, feeling so tired after class, and thinking to myself that this goes back to the goal that you were setting for yourself at the start of the year, where it's a challenge of your mindset. This is a test. It's testing how much do you really want this. How strong is your mind? It was becoming less of a battle with academics, but more of a battle with myself. And this was where the second quote that carried me throughout the second semester was born. Prove to yourself that you're able. You've come a long way. And after this, we locked in, bro. We locked in. That fatigue took time to wear off, but eventually it did. The year continued. We continued finishing up our lectures, and then it was exam period. This was another period of hell. Just a month straight of study. A month straight of mashing work. I remember doing a countdown of the days for the first time in my life. Hey, this year we're doing things that we've never done before. I printed the calendar, put it on my wall, and I was just doing a countdown, highlighting, counting down the days until I finished the year. That period of exams was also hell. I've never studied for so long. I'd wake up at 8, go to sleep at 4.
My eyes are so painful, bro. And it's bad. It's looking spooky. I need to finish up standard costing. I need to finish up terms for pricing. Then I need to do last semester's work in 4 days and find time to revise. My eyes are bro. Like, up here. It's painful here. It's painful here. Painful.
So you're sleeping, eating breakfast, and going to the study in 4 hours. But I think I was more prepared for this period because I had went through June. So in as much as it was still bad, I think I was in a better position to handle. I didn't have no mental breakdown, nothing like that. It was just a matter of just cook way. This was where Thanos was born. Every day before I wrote my test, I posted a video of Thanos. Just to get myself to lock in, just to tell myself, for the team, this is a countdown, bro. You're not doing this again. Thanos, bro. You're him. Infinity Gauntlet. School can't cook me, bro. I was here to show Gala that calma. Around this shit. Counting down the days. 29 of October. We had done it. I had done it. I had finished. I had written my last exam. And I think I knew, T, you achieved your goal, bro. You're not touching something. FBS was a bit, hey, FBS, yo, you see FBS had me shaking. But I think I knew deep down, Hore, the work that I had done throughout the year, the work that I had done without that month, I think I knew I did enough. And we actually did. We had passed CTA, people. We had just passed. All the hard work, all the tears, get the results. Pass accounting, pass tax, pass auditing, and pass FBFNS. We had done it. The first lesson that I learned this year was something I call the art of showing up. Is doing it even when you don't feel like it, and doing it even if it's not you doing it at 100%. So I remember, especially after the year in fatigue, I was in that routine and momentum of going to the study. And when you're tired, you know, it's easy for you to be like, nah, I'm not going to the study today, I'm just going to stay in the room. But I pushed myself to go to the study. And it doesn't mean that I went to the study and I pushed. I remember there were days I went to the study and I just slept in the study. Went to the study, got on my phone, playing on my phone. Went to the study, went through a page of work. But the main thing that was running through my mind at that point in time was show up, team. Momentum, bro. Don't break that momentum. Keep showing up. Keep that rhythm. Keep flowing. The last, and I'd say the biggest and most important lesson that I learned for myself is that you can't do this alone. I think I'm a person who, if I can, I'll do it alone. Do you get me? I'm seen as the strong one in my friend groups, in my family, and even in my eyes. I think I can do most things alone. But this year told me, hurry, nah, bruh. You need the support that you can get. Shout out to Portia, shout out to Bijoni, shout out to Onela, Kudzai, Tatenda, Lucien. Yo, there's just so many. Carl, Lesedi, shout out to my niece. Shout out to everyone, my parents, Tefelo, like Lebo, Lebo. Shout out to Tabang, James, like everyone who supported me this year. Even if I didn't mention your name, we're not beefing. There's just so many people who contributed towards me getting this degree this year. Yandi, like, there's just too many of you guys, man. So I just want to say thank you to each and every one of you guys. This degree is not mine, it's our degree. Re pushitse ba botlhe, le mpushitse lena, le nthusitse go ke fitlhe mo ke kgonneng go fitlhela teng ka tsatsi la gompieno. So ke batla go lebogisa, ke bue ka leleme la ka la go gae gore le utlwe gore e tswa mo pelong, a se sekgowa re batla go gola mo YouTube re ka rata mare ke batla go lebogisa go tswa mo pelong ya ka. Ke re ke lebogile botlhe ba ba tsamaileng le nna le dithapelo tse di rapetsweng tse nna ke sa di bonang, ke batla go di lebogisa.
This is gonna be in your year-end video of passing PG Das, boy. After cracking deep, 8 topics, everything, back, It's looking impossible. It's looking like you're not gonna make it, but guess what? I'm recording this to use this as a video for when I make it past this year. This is just proof. Get to, I'm at the balcony just steady chilling, you peep it. It's looking spooky. It's looking like I won't make it, but I'm Himalayan, man. I'm just made of that cloth. I'm just built different. So I just want this video as proof to me, to everyone, that I made it.